One of my clients intentionally spent 40 years, their first 40 years in business, staying off of social media. Considering that they work with high net worth individuals, I completely understand that. Until their executive committee said, this is the percentage we want to grow this year. And then their board said, that's not possible without social media. You need to figure out how you're going to do social media tastefully and securely to protect your clients. So they brought me in and a lot of other people to help them with their intentional social media strategy. I was given 20 of their SVPs to work with to improve their LinkedIn profiles, their sales team, and a few other key visible people inside the company. So what I did was a LinkedIn profile assessment. And when you tell somebody that you're going to work with a LinkedIn consultant, or anyone for that matter, a coach of any kind, the willingness it's interesting. So I was working with one of their SVPs from operations, and he was very polite, but very detached. And we're going through his LinkedIn profile assessment report, and he's nodding his head and he's agreeing and everything's nice. And we get down to the very bottom of his profile, and he says, Angela, I don't like LinkedIn. I don't get LinkedIn. And I could see it coming the whole time I was working with him. I was just waiting for when he was going to make his move. And he said, the interest section at the bottom, I don't find anything interesting about it. And I said, well, what is it that you're interested in? And he said, well, Scotch. And I said, as in the adult beverage? And he said, yes, exactly. I love Scotch. And I said, well, let's see if there's some groups on LinkedIn or some places where you can express your interest in Scotch. So we looked up a couple of groups and we found 3, one for his favorite Scotch, and one was a Scotch of the Month club group, which he belonged to. He subscribed to this group. And my mind is reeling. It's just going a million miles a second. And he's getting engaged and he's starting to join conversations in this group on LinkedIn. And so when he finally looked up and re-engaged with me, I said, this is a great place for you to start doing some of the business development. Once you become visible in this group, where do you suppose you're going to find these high net worth individuals that you work with? And he said, well, that's a very good point, Angela. What about the links? Can we find something for the links? And I said, golf. And so we got him into 3 groups for golf as well. Now, there are many different things that can help you improve your motivation and engagement with LinkedIn. Once you find your entry point for what works for you and you begin to express yourself authentically with things that are interesting to you, that is where you're really going to find your people. The people who want to work with you because you have instant credibility and rapport. What are you super interested in? What are you passionate about? That is your entry point to using LinkedIn well. I'm Angela Dunz. For this and more great tips, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of the weekly tips.